Hey guys, this is gonna be a guide as to how to play Hissabeth. This time we're gonna jump straight into battle, because reading all of this stuff here with serpentine scales, snake's den, hiss and so on and so forth, it would be a little bit tough to understand if we just read it off. So let me explain everything in battle. The first thing you have to know about Hissabeth is that she is a slottable character. That means she is in no team in the game the best in slot, but she can be played in every single team in the game except for Blood Ember. The best way, the best team to slot her in is this ultimate archetype team here based around Recoleta and Melania. That is because, especially Recoleta, she, every time an ally would use an ultimate, she gains a Moxie. Hissabeth generates incantations called Hiss. They don't take up any AP and they count as an ultimate. So every time we use a Hiss incantation with Hissabeth, Recoleta gains a Moxie. That's the big kicker here. That's why she is the best in the ultimate archetype team. Not the best in slot, but yeah, you get the point. And the second thing you have to understand about Hissabeth is how to play her first 3 turns, so that you are guaranteed ready to just repeat the same rotation over and over and over again from turn 4 and onwards. So the very first turn, you always want to use her incantation number 1. That is this buff incantation to generate 2 additional copies of Hiss next round. Then of course you want to use the incantation Hiss to grant Moxie to Hissabeth herself and to Recoleta already, and then you just play the ultimate archetype team. You apply Passion Drain to all of the enemies, and then you attack with Recoleta's incantation number 1 to profit from the Passion Drain and gain as much Moxie as possible this turn. See, all 3 enemies have now Passion Drain applied. Boom, Recoleta gets 2 additional Moxie thanks to this Passion Drain. Now it's very important, because Hissabeth now has 2 Moxie generated. We need 3 additional Moxie, thanks to us having the buff incantation on turn 1. And by the way, if you start a battle with Hissabeth and you don't have her incantation number 1, the buff, then you would just simply restart the battle until you get this buff incantation on round number 1. That is very key, because you need a rank 3 Hiss incantation with Hissabeth on turn 2, because using this grants her 2 instead of just 1 Moxie. That is key, because now we have 4 Moxie. Then we use whatever incantation we have with Hissabeth to grant her last Moxie, so that in round 3 we have her ultimate unlocked. And then again, going forward, we just play the ultimate archetype team as we normally would. Unfortunately, yeah, a little bit unlucky here when it comes to what incantations we draw, but it's not a big deal, you know, it's all about Hissabeth, and yeah, for Hissabeth everything did go as planned. As it pretty much always will, like, you can barely get unlucky. As I said, like, if you don't have that buff incantation on turn 1, just restart.
Easy there. Not a fan of my work, I take it.
And from here on out, it becomes very simple, because let me reroll my hand. I don't know why I'm so incredibly fucking unlucky. There we go. And from here on out, it becomes super easy. You use her ultimate to get, first of all, rid of all of your Moxie. Then you use Hiss to generate the Moxie back. You use whatever else you have with Hissabeth. So now her buff incantation we used the Ouroboros. Now we only need one additional Moxie with Recoleta. We gained it by using the Hiss incantation with Hissabeth, and therefore we can now use Recoleta's ultimate.
The stars are within your reach.
Yeah, even the ultimate for Hissabeth already would grant that one Moxie to Recoleta, as you just saw.
La acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más.
And sometimes, if you play Hissabeth outside of this team, where Melania is not present, you could, if you get really unlucky, sometimes run out of Moxie and like end up with like 3 or 4 Moxie with Hissabeth, and that's something you never ever want. And yeah, here we go. Now Hissabeth kind of plays herself, but you still have to do a few clicks. Use the ultimate. You use 2 times Hiss. Those will always be rank 3. You will always have from this turn onwards 2 Hiss incantations on rank 3 and your ultimate. Use ultimate, you Hiss 2 times, and that's all you do. That's how to play Hissabeth already.
The show's on.
We share the same dream.
Yeah, and then you just play Recoleta and Melania, and that's it. You see, you just have to play Hissabeth. You have to gain her Moxie up to maximum on turn 2. So that on turn 3 onwards you always use your ultimate. Then on turn 4 and onwards you always have 2 rank 3 Hiss incantations ready, and you can never ever run out of Moxie yourself, because these Hiss incantations grant you 2 Moxie each, and you generate 2 Moxie for Recoleta every single turn. So only the ramp up is what you have to understand. You have to just play the first 2-3 turns correctly, and then it's always the same story, right? The story repeats itself over and over and over again every single turn. There you go. His ultimate, you Hiss 2 times, boom. And that is every single turn. That grants now 3 Moxie every single turn to Recoleta. Use the ultimate, the 2 Hiss count as 1 Moxie each for Recoleta. Then you use Melania, you go nuts with Recoleta, and that's it. And that's how to play the team, you know, from turn 4 and onwards, you go completely nuts with this team. And yes, she has very beautiful synergy with this team specifically, but that's how you play her in every other team as well. And yeah, it's not that great of a character, because she needs these 3 turns. She needs a lot of attention, and she needs to use up a little bit of AP there to ramp herself up. And that makes her teammates go a little bit slower, because yeah, you use up a little bit of like AP and everything, you know, when you ramp up. But in this team it's no problem, because you generate Moxie all the time to Recoleta, so you provide ramp up to Recoleta as well as you yourself ramp up as Hissabeth. So pretty incredible in this team.
Discoveries are measured in increments. Candy, en todos los momentos. Plan A. The stars are within your reach.
Yeah, and that's how you play Hissabeth, right? You saw how to ramp up, and if you're ramped up from turn 4 and onwards, you use ult and you Hiss 2 times, and that's it, and then you play the rest of your team. So that's about it, guys. I hope that was fun and informative. If you like Reverse 1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until next time, take care of yourselves, have a great day, and we love this game.